Welcome to the Amor Fati After Dark, y'all.
How y'all doing?
That's capital A-M-O-R.
After dark.
Capital F-A-T-I.
After dark.
Hey, let's keep it a bean. Y'all ain't fucking with us, bro.
Not too many are.
Y'all ain't fucking with the podcast, bro.
Come on now.
Shout out to all my fellow podcasters, though.
How y'all doing?
But y'all ain't fucking with us.
Come on now.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a bean.
Let's keep it a buck.
Let's keep it a whole
Milwaukee.
bean, nigga.
Let's keep it a fucking Milwaukee buck. Or maybe we shouldn't, because they got bounced.
Sure.
But that's the smallest of news.
Word to Pat Bev.
Word to Pat Bev. Mr. I can't control my temper. Sit your ass down.
That nigga said.
You can't even average 7 points a game, my boy. I'm sorry. It's coming from a deep spot.
In other news, we got to talk about it, man.
It's the news.
It's the news of the times, of the day. We got to talk about this, y'all.
Some people are calling it history in the making. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Some people are calling Battle of the Goats. I'm loving every part of it. You know what I'm saying?
We living through it right now, man.
We living through it, man. And it's been entertaining, man. It hasn't come short in any measure. So
yeah.
It's kind of hard right now. Everybody's been asking who's winning. You know what I'm saying? Like who's on top of this shit. Yeah. Matter of fact, the last episode we had about this, we had just got the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? And then you were asking me who's like winning right now between J. Cole and Kendrick. We didn't even have the Drake just yet.
Oh, that was a minute ago. So for you guys that are tuning in, if you don't know,
you
probably do know, but we're gonna get you guys real caught up real fast. Kendrick Lamar and Drake are currently feuding.
Yep.
About various things in the industry, and this shit is exciting. So it all started when they made first person shooter. As you know, Drake and J. Cole dropped on For All the Dogs. They put out first person shooter where Kendrick was mentioned in the song, but he wasn't in the song, and Cole was basically like, who's the big three? Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey, or me? The Spider-Man memes, me looking at Drake, and things like that. So clearly, like, K-Dot felt the way about that, as everybody knows, and he followed that up with a surprise feature verse where he basically just crashed out on the track and was like, listen, motherfuck the big three, nigga, it's just big me. What you talking about?
Threw a grenade.
And,
that shit came out crazy.
Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to that sample, by the way, too.
Yeah, shout out Metro.
Yes, sir.
They're killing the game.
Yes, sir, bro. But so yeah, like he dropped that, and obviously, like the game was shook because, first of all, we hadn't heard Kendrick in a couple years, so that was refreshing to hear him.
Thank God.
You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have Kendrick in the game, and
got to poke the bear to get the bear to come out the cave. But hey,
right,
finally came out.
And then after that, obviously, like, people felt some type of way.
Yep.
J. Cole followed up. This is where we left off at, where J. Cole dropped a track talking about, you know, your first one was this, your last one was this, your second one. And then eventually Cole dropped out the race because Cole was just like, bro, like, I can't do this. I can't sleep at night, bro. Like, you don't sit right with my spirit. So he exited the game. Drake was like, fuck that, nigga. I'm about to hop in this bitch. Dropped push-ups. It leaked. He didn't even drop it officially. That shit leaked. There was like another version, like a Get Money version.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, fuck that. Like an hour later, the real one dropped. The whole world listened to it. And it was like, okay, boom. Beef is set. Beef is on. Set. And then...
dinner served.
I think like a couple days later, not even like actually same day, he dropped Tailor Made Freestyle, which had an AI Snoop and an AI Pac.
That was the same day. Or was it... Yeah, it was the same day.
That was the same day he dropped it on DSPs. So like earlier in the week, it like got leaked and like Drake kind of let it like run a little bit. And finally like put it out or whatever. And then when he put it on DSPs on his Instagram that same night, which he's since took off, he put out that Tailor Made shit, and it had AI Snoop, AI Pac, and him on it. Basically prodding and poking at Kendrick to like, nigga, drop. Like we need to hear you say something. So finally, the long-awaited day came earlier this week. As of this recording, is May 4th. So, and we know. Listen, if you watching this, you know how much Kendrick's been dropping.
Yes, it's been very unordinary, unlike bro, very unlike bro to drop like this.
Yes,
but when he does something like this, the way he's done it, it definitely has to be something crazy.
Yeah,
and
it has been.
And it has been.
It's been crazy every time. So
it's been barred up.
So basically, you already know this. So he once the bear woke up, he dropped Euphoria. He dropped 616 in L.A. He dropped Meet the Grams. And as of recently, like today, as you watching
Incoming!
This nigga dropped Not Like Us. And in between 616 in L.A. and Meet the Grams, which we're looking at right now, the lyrics, Drake drops Family Matters.
Yeah.
I was about to say Family Ties, wrong song.
Yeah. But he will come at your family though, be safe.
Shout out Keem on that one. But so he drops Family Matters, and then right like 30 minutes later, we were watching this happen in real time.
Yeah.
Kendrick drops Meet the Grams.
Yeah, too fast.
Bro,
scary fast.
So like just like for y'all that really already know what's going on, just to like sum it up, in a lot of the songs, these are like kind of the content that people are talking about. Like Kendrick talking about, as of recently, he talked about Drake being a pedo.
Yep.
He talked about him having a secret daughter. He talked about Drake like
not being black enough.
Matter of fact, the whole camp being like a camp of pedophiles, like OVO clip.
Yeah, he spoke on OVO in an entirety. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was talking about like in Euphoria, he said like, nigga, I just don't like you. I hate you, nigga.
How you dress.
He was talking about you can't say nigga no more.
You ain't black enough.
You ain't black enough. Like you come from Canada. Basically, you're a white boy to me type shit.
Yeah.
He was just this nigga was just going like,
you're not grown enough.
This nigga like I thought he crashed out on like that, but like nah, he like was really like he was really like crashing out for
and
sure.
That's that like remember we used to always be like is Drake and Kendrick beefing like 8 years ago?
Yeah.
I think this is like all that coming out. Like bro, I've never like
culminated into this moment.
I've never like bro. So
yeah, and it's very apparent. And one more thing, I think Drake dropped this like remix kind of thing to Buried Alive. He dropped this remix to Buried Alive.
It was quick.
It was like basically him like rewording what Kendrick said in the original Take Care version. So as of that, you are now caught up. If you have not been paying attention, which you most likely have, because everybody paid attention.
It's been good too, because there's a little bit of humor in it, dog. Like it's serious, it's humorous, it's informational or allegedly informational.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But it's you're seeing like these guys' personality come out. You call it petty, but I think rap is a platform where like pettiness is allowed. You know what I'm saying?
Gilly the Kid said something crazy on Axe like page yesterday. Like he posted on his page, put it on his page.
Yeah.
Like I think XXL and Hip Hop DX and everybody, all the other outlets put it out too. But he was basically saying like, he's like, I like this shit. Like in terms of like like you talking about petty and toxic. Like he's like, it's getting disrespectful, which this track is supposed to be about disrespecting a nigga. Yeah. And I feel like he's saying like it's where it should be right now. Yeah. And
it's like to me it's like a weigh-in in a boxing fight. That shit's never nice, bro.
You said it's a what?
Like a weigh-in. You know when they weigh in?
Yeah.
And then they go face to face?
Yeah, and they gotta talk they shit, bro.
But I think that you gotta talk shit, and I really think that a lot of times them niggas don't like each other, bro. Like if it's a main event, you've been doing your marketing to like talk shit about the next guy, and he's doing the same. So when y'all do meet in a diss analogy, when y'all do meet, it's not supposed to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Nah. And yeah, I think it's good too.
Ain't no shaking hands and shit.
And he's the GOATs of rap right now. So like Kendrick's music is, he has his own like, his own message in his music, but when he starts talking shit, he talks shit like he on top. Yeah. Same with Drake. Yeah. So like they kind of have to match that energy when they talk about each other. Yeah. It can't get soft for the sake of a diss to keep it safe. Like nah.
Yeah, it can't go J. Cole with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate to use him as a verb, but bro, turn himself into a verb on this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, now when J. Cole gonna be like, yo, I need the top 5 producers in this city to send me some shit. They're gonna be like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got shit for you, bro. I don't make soft ass beats no more. I don't make boom bap beats no more, nigga. I can't give you. I'm saving these for the next nigga. I'm saving these hard beats for the next nigga.
You said Cole lost his clout that way. That's
crazy.
No,
because I think that. If we'll get into this, if we do get into this, I'm some point we'll talk about it in our main show. But J. Cole's position, I don't think it's something to be dismissed. I think there's something honorable about like staying out of shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But somebody has to let this rap game, like sizzle up a little bit.
In terms of like the J. Cole talk, what I've been hearing, is that like definitely not Big 3, but like definitely his spot got pushed back a little bit. Like Big 3, you got to compete. Yeah. And the fact that he like tucked his tail and wasn't trying to compete, you know, he's not obviously out of that sphere, but he ain't top 3 no more. He ain't big 3. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I agree with that or not.
I don't agree with it, because what does that mean? We're talking about like who because like you know how people say like this.
I know he ain't. The one thing I will agree with is this: he definitely ain't number 1, because number 1 niggas don't do that. Like if you're at the top of your game, bro, like, and you have people like trying to compete with you, especially like the sport of hip hop. Mm-hmm. Like in my opinion, you can't be the number 1 if you're not trying to compete though.
Is the only way to compete by dissing somebody, or can you compete with your body of work?
You can until they diss you, then you got to diss them back. So the fact that Kendrick dissed him,
I look at like Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga was never gonna talk trash to you, and KG was like, we have no way.
He wasn't gonna talk trash, but he would win his. He would beat you.
And I think J. Cole can do that with his music if that is if that is a qualifier of who's the number 1. Now, if number 1 is just like who's the face, I don't think you can be the face by being quiet. I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could be big 3 on
in terms of talent,
but like you could never be like the number 1 now.
Yeah.
Because if you got somebody saying like, I want to compete with you on a record, which is a diss song, really, or sales, you could compete in many different ways. But if like Kendrick is directly calling you out, type shit, you and Drake,
I don't know. I don't know if you have to, bro. And I will do a no, I'm saying, devil's advocate.
But he did, right?
Yeah.
Whether he has to or not, he did, and then he tucked tail and ran.
That's what fucked him up.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's how he handled it.
Nigga, if you didn't want to compete from the
never say shit. You should never say shit.
You should have just been above it the entire time.
You 100% right, bro. You should never say shit.
But he even said it himself. He's like, bro, that was the corniest shit I ever did. In his eyes,
yeah.
He's like, I should have never said nothing.
Yeah, he said that.
Like on the stage that night, he's basically saying like I should.
I thought he said he should never went on stage and say what he said.
No. He talking about like on the stage. He's like, bro, I should have. It was the corniest shit I ever did.
Yeah, bro.
I don't feel like I should have ever did that. And I don't agree with that. But it's just like, all right, bro. Like you're confusing all of us as fans. Bro.
That's the part. That's why he fell back, because you can't tell your fans that are like cool if you just chill that like yo I'm gonna go into war. So they're like,
right, all
right, I really don't care about this shit, but go ahead, go into war, and then. You come back like an hour later, like, yo, what happened? Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna fight.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that, bro. J. Cole, you lost some points on that end. I think who you are will remain who you are. Yep. But you stepped into the fire and you got out immediately when you figured out it was hot. Like, god damn, J. Cole, I thought you supposed to be, nigga, why you acting like a hoe?
So J. Cole dropped out of the race, and then Kendrick and Drake kept going, and
haymakers.
They've been throwing nothing but haymakers at each other.
They're trying to knock somebody out first 3 rounds, bro.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious as to how long this is going to last now. That's the part that's exciting to me.
Exciting?
It's like, how long can this beef persist?
Yeah.
Like, how much more dirt can niggas dig up on each other? Like, that's the part where
this is where it gets very interesting for us, but it could get very scary for the other person, because in terms of, like, the 2 guys beefing, because, like you said, yo, you start digging up some dirt that is like, yo, I still have some shit that I really don't want to unlock the box and talk about. But like if the world, and this is the world getting to know it, not like
which Drake refers to as the red button in his sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that like if that gets unleashed, then we may see some like some serious diss coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like if say Drake pushes red button, Kendrick might go like wild.
Yeah.
Like, you won't hear that, like, I'm just talking to him to this. I'm just like, all right, nigga. You gonna hear that Compton nigga come out. Like, hey, cuss. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can really squabble, get down. You know what I'm saying? We get down.
Facts. Yeah, for sure. So, based off everything you heard right now, in your opinion, who's up right now for you as it stands? It being the last song, what was it? Not Like Us. He just dropped that.
I think Kendrick's up only because he's dropped the latest. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's up because he's put out 5 versus 3, because we mentioned 3 from Drake.
Yeah.
And Kendrick put out 5, and it doesn't seem like he's stopping.
But Drake's songs are better though. If Drake wins this, we'll play his music and be like, not only did he win, but these bitches are bangers too.
Yeah, no, the replayability is that's Drake. That's what
does that play into a diss beef?
Yeah, I think everything plays into it. It's like the dirt that you dug up, the way in which you like convey that dirt to the audience.
And you making niggas do this the whole time, like,
right? And then like, shit. is it a fucking bop, bro? But like, I feel like Kendrick's up because after hearing Not Like Us, bro, and it was like actually making me like go like boom boom, like it's a bop, bro.
Yeah,
like
he finally put some.
But
shit.
Then he had, but then you go back yesterday when he dropped fucking Meet the Grams or even like 616 is a little bit more like eerie and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like he's really like I'm not done. I got different I got different shit. I gotta like this is like kind of like my albums where it's like I can do like a like how should I could do like an institutionalized.
Yep.
But then I can do like a King Kunta or like an all right too type shit.
It's almost like this was like a movie.
Yeah.
Kendrick cut the lights off, and then he's like, I'm behind you, and then Drake's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, I'm in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And like he doesn't always come in, so I feel you. The only thing I will say too that I feel like Kendrick is on top, and I don't want to say this because of any type of bias, but it seems like just the type of man I am, Kendrick speaking on some shit where he's like looking down at Drake, where Drake is like trying to expose you.
It's like they called it like a moral high ground.
Exactly.
Like Kendrick's taking the moral high ground like narrative.
Yeah.
And it's a cool narrative. I think it's a cool narrative. I think like in terms of hip hop, you gotta really try to, and he's playing Drake's game against him. Yeah. Because Drake is the psychological guy.
Exactly.
He does the psychological.
And he's great at it though. Like Drake is good at it. Like when I heard his track, like when I heard Family Matters, Family Matters? Yeah, Family Matters. Yeah. I'm like, yo, because Drake, he's good at, if you're gonna take the moral high ground, he's gonna be like, oh really? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah. But Drake doesn't really hide the fact that he is who he is, though. Like if he deals with a lot of women, we kind of talked about this outside of the episode. Yeah. We kind of know who Drake is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if there's some foul shit he does, we can't really always stand for everything like that. Or you may not care. Right. But I think like him just being a nigga that isn't ready to settle down, that is out here with these females, we know like that's who Drake is, bro. And and a lot of people don't have issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that he tries to like say like, you want to come at me? Oh, I'll expose that. But Kendrick's kind of just like, you still don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know who you really are. Right. So it's interesting because
it's an interesting dynamic for me personally. After hearing Not Like Us, I'm like, oh, Kendrick for show up. Yeah. And whatever red button Drake's got, he's got to push it, bro. Right. Like he's got to push that shit because it's just like you're gonna let this narrative run away, and like he's gonna get the clear W, and it's just gonna be like, bro, you either waited too long or you just didn't have like anything past like him beating his wife or some shit like that. To which we got to talk about because it's like. Niggas need to produce receipts on all of this shit, bro.
They have to, bro.
I've been hearing a lot of like since Family Matters and Meet the Grams and now this. Mm-hmm. We know Drake's been having a lot of the pedo accusations and shit. Like he's been. It's always been there. It's been swirling, so it's not like
I know girls
that's not like crazy.
I know girls that don't fuck with Drake because of that.
Right. Yeah. And we know that's been like swirling around his name for a fucking years. So I'm just like, both of y'all niggas are doing a great job in conducting your narratives, but like I need to see receipts.
We need receipts because y'all can't just play.
The culture needs receipts.
Y'all can't just play on allegations for too long. Yeah, because like both of the allegations in the diss songs, the songs that had the allegations in them, like the biggest allegations, I think were like the haymakers. Mm-hmm. So like if that is legit, then like bro, you got to respond off of that. And that's what people wanted to hear. People want to hear a response in the songs about what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? And Drake kind of hit on it a little bit with his story post. Yeah. And then did he talk about it in that that remix of the song that him and Kendrick did? I don't think he
nah.
All he did
he
was
only
a story
talked about
post.
it at the last verse of Family Matters.
So like that's the only time he addressed the baby allegations? No, that was after that.
No, he addressed it out in his story.
On his story, that's it. Yeah,
he was basically like, "Nah, y'all niggas in shambles."
Kendrick didn't address the wife beating in this last.
He didn't address it at all.
And I'm like, you gotta address.
He didn't address it in Not Like Us or nothing. He didn't say nothing about that. But maybe that could be like an angle where he's not phased, where it's like he's not even gonna give it a time of day because it's like. So the good thing about this beef, bro, is that they've been successfully been able to on the track at least put up a front where it's like, no, that nigga lying, no, that nigga lying,
right?
So, like you've been hearing it, like they both said on the track, like nigga, you're lying, no, nigga, you're lying, or it's like nigga, like you, like that was like a false mold or something, like the daughter thing they were saying, like. Bro, like that was like a false like a lead or something. Yeah. Like somebody
told you some bullshit.
They did that on purpose to try to trick you, whatever. So
type shit. See if you run with it.
So this shit, I mean, at the end of the day, this shit is unprecedented, bro.
Unprecedented.
Like this shit is unprecedented,
especially because it's these two niggas.
Yeah.
Like if you told me 10 years ago, like Drake and Kendrick would go at it like this, I'd be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro.
I knew they would.
You did?
After like after Control, after
Oh,
Drake,
well, yeah.
after Drake went on like Elliot Wilson talking like, oh, you know, who's gonna remember that and da da da. So he was saying all that shit. I was like, oh, and then he said, tuck the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. After Kendrick said that, in the back of my mind, I'm not trying to be on a LeBron James shit. Like, I knew this was gonna happen. No. But like, I felt the energy shift between those two guys. Though I'm gonna be real, because like, think about it. Like when he dropped Control, he called out like every rapper in the game. And like honestly, nobody really had a problem about it, except for Drake. He was the only one that was tight about it.
Because I think Drake knew what he was really trying to say. I don't know how serious we took that song. I think we kind of like, at least me, I heard Kendrick say what he said.
I mean, Kendrick kind of stood on business.
He stood on business.
I mean, he kind of said what he meant though, because he was like, I want to make sure your core fans never heard another noun or verb from you. Like he really was being like, he was keeping it a buck. He was like, bro, I don't want y'all niggas to ever have the light of day as long as Kendrick is around. Like,
I get it. I'm just somebody that I wasn't hearing Kendrick like the way I should have. I was listening to him just like kind of like how a gorilla would just pound his chest randomly, like just so you know. But I should have took him a little bit more serious. Like he's like, no, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Because
like,
Kendrick wasn't like Kendrick at that point yet. He wasn't. He didn't drop T-Pab.
Right.
He didn't drop Damn. He didn't drop none of that shit yet. He didn't even drop. Well, he did drop Good Kid.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like Kendrick.
He wasn't like
So like when you first heard that, it was like shocking. It was controversial, but it was like it wasn't like
it was a little bit barking.
He had a little bit of things to prove.
Yeah, but he was still kind of barking, but since
I mean, like he's a Pulitzer Prize winner, so he's proven himself. And I think in a lot of ways, like Drake has proven himself. Obviously, like hit wise, money wise, and their careers since then, bro. They're both like. This is one thing I'll say, bro. I'm gonna do what like a lot of people probably don't want to do. Which
let's talk about
when they want to talk, they want to like stick to their camps. That's cool and shit. Like I see the camps and shit. I see people camping out with their camps, camping with the camps, which is cool. But like, no PC shit, but like honestly, bro, like we're seeing two great fucking artists like at the peak of their game.
Right
now, albeit they have to tear each other down to do it, which I like. It's I get it. It's rap.
Yeah,
it's a sport.
Yeah,
but like at the end of the day, it's just incredible to see, dog. It's like unprecedented, and I think like aside from the like picking your side, like like I think it's crazy to like not admit that like neither side, like if you're on a Kendrick camp, right?
Yeah.
And you see what Drake's doing.
Yeah.
For them to go, like, and I understand the internet talk. You got to stand on your thing, I guess.
I don't know about that.
Pause, no Diddy. But like, people just be like, everything he said was whack. And on the Drake side, everything he said was whack. Mid. It's like, I don't subscribe to that. Like, bro, I'm like, this is all good music.
Yeah, bro.
And it's and like the great incredible thing about Drake and Kendrick, and I'll let you talk after this because I'm yapping right now.
No, you need to talk about this though.
But like, the incredible thing is this. It's like, they're two like greats at different lanes, and they're like exhibiting it.
Yeah,
because you got Kendrick with the samples.
Yeah,
you got Kendrick with the motherfucking crazy his type of flows.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You got with his turn up shit on his own lane, like going crazy.
Yeah. Then
you got Drake, you know, with the hit making shit.
Yes.
With the motherfucking like the bars and Kendrick with the bars, like they're both going crazy. So I don't like. I look online, bro, and I kind of like kiss my teeth a little bit because I'm just like, y'all got to give recognition to each side. I don't care. Like, I know you're gonna ride for your team. I get it, and I know at the end of the day, everybody's peeping, and they're like, "Damn, that was actually kind of sweet." But I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a buck on everything.
Yeah.
But I know how this works. I know how the diss culture works. You're not gonna give credit to the other side. But me, I'm just a fan of both.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm a fan of both of these guys. So it's just like, that was dope.
Yeah, keep it going.
Oh, damn, he got him.
Right.
Or like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
He need to explain that. Like, it's really got to be like that, but I know it's not going to be like that. So it's just, I just got to say my piece about it. Like, I feel like we as a culture got to do a little bit better in that sense.
Yeah. I think that there's an element of this as there's like, you know, watching maybe like my favorite athlete go against like that athlete's kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that my favorite athlete's opponent is gonna give my favorite athlete a hard time in this game, but that doesn't mean you have to like disrespect the opponent's craft. You know what I'm saying? I think why we need receipts is because it's not only when Drake disses Kendrick do Drake fans say, yeah, Kendrick, what's going on? Kendrick fans may be like, yeah, Kendrick, what's going on? And the same with Drake. So I think that like it's important that we do remember that, like, bro, these are two, and I ain't gonna be on no J. Cole shit either, but these are two guys that are like at the top of the craft. So like when you hear a Drake song, you're a Kendrick fan, and it sounds hype, it's okay to like bop your head to that shit, bro. And when you hear your favorite artist get dissed,
and guess what they do? Music is music,
Yeah,
bro. I'm
bro.
sorry. If you're a Kendrick fan, listen. If you're a Kendrick fan, like if you're a Kendrick stan, and you heard drop a 50, like you're doing in your mind or in your like by yourself, nigga. You're like
right. And if you turn it off, you just missing out on good music, bro.
And if you're a Drake stan, and you listen to like Euphoria, you like I hate the way they do, not the way they do.
Right.
Like you doing it, bro.
Right.
So like
you like, damn, can Drake say nigga?
Like you gotta free yourself as a listener and be like, bro, all this shit is dope.
Yeah.
I don't care what narrative you buy into.
Yeah.
And I know you gotta be higher level to this shit. Like you gotta understand why these niggas are saying these things on the record.
Yeah.
What energy intent are they putting behind this?
100%, bro.
It's to get you to change your perception about the other guy.
Right.
So if you now know that this is entertainment for the entertainment purposes, whether they both are like, and both of these niggas are probably very flawed individuals. Right. Not even probably, they are. We all are.
Aren't you all?
Right. We all are. So it's like now when you're on that level and they got money to fucking expose you and figure out what things that you did wrong, like obviously, but you got to be a higher level, like have a higher level of understanding to go, oh, okay, like I see what they're doing. But like
allow yourself to be entertained. Like this is still rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, separate fact from fiction type shit. That's
and like the side picking is like deeper than rap. I feel like I think you're deciding to follow a man or follow another man. But the rap shit is like when people see like the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight. It's a boxing fight. I don't know if everybody's tapped into boxing. I'm not all the way tapped in, but when I did pay attention to that. I got some friends that are into boxing. And at the end of the day, a lot of people picked sides in that fight, but I saw a majority of people after the fight say like, what a great fight, what a great moment, what a great thing for boxing. You know what I'm saying? What a great staple in boxing history. Yeah. You got two people at the top of their food chain going at it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that like ultimately, every time I see somebody get hit, I'm like, damn, like Chris Tucker and Friday, like damn. You got knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that I'm not gonna do the same for the next dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like you have the most fun with this shit, because it's like I get to enjoy both of these. Cause I get hyped by both of y'all. Some of y'all press stop as soon, or y'all won't even listen to the other person's diss. And it's like, that's fine. You don't have to like participate. Right. But when you're like glazing one dude, like, come on now. Like, don't act like he ain't getting exposed.
Can I put a bow on top of this?
Yeah.
Like I would say this. I put it like this. If you expect authenticity from the guy that you're rooting for, be authentic as a listener.
Facts.
And like give the other side like an open ear, and like don't like get to jump to conclusions. Like that's what really makes the beef fun, where you're like, damn, like they really both came at each other. Yeah. Like you can't say like look at the numbers. Like they're both doing numbers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if one of them was really whack, if one of them was really not hitting like that, we wouldn't even listen to it. We would all know like we would
it'd be over. We would say we
would all look around as like a culture and be like,
the culture could call a fight over.
That ain't it.
The power of people is crazy. Like we would call it over.
Yeah.
Like once Meek Mill
like the Quavo Chris Brown
or the Quavo Chris shit. Yeah.
Like Quavo dropped that shit and the whole shit was over.
Yeah,
bro.
We were like, okay, we'll call this.
we waiting for the main event. This is just an exhibition match before the main event, bro.
And like you mentioned off the camera, like, bro, these niggas got the whole streaming, listening, the whole music game right now is on lock for the most part.
The whole world watching.
At least for the hip hop, like, don't drop. You got to push everything back at least 2 weeks.
That shit, yeah.
You got to push it back.
It'd be silly to drop right now.
It's silly, bro. You have no hope. You got no chance right now, bro.
They're like,
unless you want to be somebody that somehow has a play into all this beef,
right?
You shouldn't drop at all.
Artists keep cooking. Yeah, like, I've been cooking. Like, let it inspire you. Keep cooking. But like it really just isn't a good time to drop, because they're gonna consume all the attention, especially how Kendrick dropping, bro.
This is like Goku.
Kendrick dropping daily now. It's like, and everybody's paying attention, so it's like, nah, it's not a good time.
It's like Goku Vegeta fighting right now. And I don't even know Dragon Ball Z, but I feel like it's kind of like, yo, stand back, let these niggas squash this shit out, because this shit about to get way worse, and they about to Super Saiyan 4.
Keep cooking. As you know, artists keep cooking.
Keep cooking.
So let's do it like this, bro. Final thoughts. What are your expectations? What do you get from this? And like, how do you walk away from this? Let's give our closing thoughts.
Okay, so the final thoughts on the beef. I think that Drake is gonna push a red button, bro. I think that Drake is a last word type of guy. last laugh type of guy. So like he's not gonna stop
even after the push shit.
What's my point? Unless he gets exposed to a point where he has to white flag.
Okay.
Drake's not gonna just be like, okay, I think I'm done. You know what I'm saying? That's not Drake's character. Kendrick might do that if it gets too crazy. But my point is, Drake drops Red Button. Kendrick comes out with a crazy diss, and then honestly, I just can't because this is so unprecedented. Yeah. I don't know where this is going after the red buttons get pushed. But the red buttons will be things that like we thought like this first half was good. This next half might be like a little too much. Where we might get the confirmation of receipts. You know what I'm saying? We might get shit like that. In terms of me though, honestly, I like this in hip hop, even if these guys never ever are affiliated again and can never be cool again. Yeah. I think that it lets people know that one, like you can't just be out here barking about I'm this, I'm that, I'm the top, I'm the GOAT without being ready to do some shit like this. Right. It may not get there for you, right? But you can't be in this game talking like that, and it put a lot of people in their place, bro. So moving forward, it's like I think they kind of raised the bar for hip hop a little bit.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Even if it's like a long term adjustment, these young niggas out here that talk about all type of shit, like y'all can talk about what you're doing in your little circle and shit. Yeah. But when y'all introduce the whole rap game and say like, because I'm with Dog, because I got Metro, because I'm like this, I'm now him. Like, don't do that because there's sleeping beasts that sit in chambers waiting for you to do some shit like this, bro. Yep. So just be careful.
Yep.
Be careful.
My closing thoughts is this, bro. Number one, I don't want nobody to die. I don't want this rap beef shit like Whack 100 said. Yeah. Let's not turn this rap shit into street shit.
Yeah, because it can easily get like that, and there's no need for that.
Number two, I think it's really ironic how two niggas that stand on moral high grounds in their music talking about kill each other. Yeah. And I hope the death that Kendrick and Drake talking about really is like the death of careers, not lives.
It's usually
because that's hella that's hypocrisy, bro.
Yeah,
and that's that's a whole conversation within itself. Yeah. So number one, nobody should die. You don't need to get that far. It's not that deep. If niggas really are pedophiles and deadbeat dads and motherfucking like wife beaters and shit or whatever the fuck,
they got their own shit coming.
Like that's them to deal with as men.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They fucked up like personally. Fix it.
Doesn't mean you need a bullet. You know
or go to jail or pay the time, but do whatever you need to do if you get found like guilty of that shit. Number three, walking away from this, bro. I'm keeping it pure entertainment purpose for my soul and for my spirit specifically, because at the end of the day, you can't get too invested on this. You got to keep it like you got to separate fact from fiction, entertainment from fucking reality. You know what I'm saying? So for me as a listener, I want to see it like. I don't know how more far they could take it. Like what more dirt you can say.
Right.
What else you could do. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're definitely deep into like if this is a basketball game, we're deep in like the third quarter.
Yeah.
For sure.